Hi, this is Tracy with Salad and Wine, and today I'm very excited because one of my neighbors, Craig Lohr, has this amazing garden. No pesticides, no herbicides, everything is nice and clean and healthy, and he has really good prices, and it's fresh picked right out of the ground. So we're gonna go check it out and go meet Craig and his wife Jill. Okay, this is my friend Craig Lohr. Hi, Craig.
Hi Tracy.
So he is the president of the running club in South Valley.
Not the president of the running club anymore, the founder, co-founder.
The founder. Well, he's amazing. And he has this amazing, beautiful garden. And I'd like just to take a quick little tour so you can see what we're doing. And then today's salad is going to be prepared using some of his ingredients. So you want to show us, or actually, where are you? What's your address here, Craig?
We're located in San Martin at the corner of Lincoln Avenue and Spring Avenue. The entrance is on Spring Avenue. There's really no address. We open the gate here out to the street. People can come in this way. It's easier to get to the gardens.
Cool. And what are you growing right now? What do you have?
Well, we have lots of carrots. This is a Nantes carrot. This is characteristic of this carrot. It is not the long, slender, tapered carrot that most people find. It sort of has a blunt end like that. They do get bigger than that. Sometimes when they grow close to each other, or when the soil's a little bit odd, they come out funny. You know, you look at the top and you say, well, there's a nice carrot, and you pull it out, and you get these...
they look like sets of legs.
Yes, we call this a wild bunch. So that's carrots.
Cool.
Beets. We have a number of beds full of beets. Of course, not everybody knows this, but the beet greens are probably the best part. So while you prepare the beets, don't throw away the greens. The greens are like spinach. You can prepare them just like spinach in a big pot. Steam them up. They shrink all the way down, and this has all kinds of good stuff in it. So don't throw away the beet greens. That's one of the best parts. You get those as well. This is fennel. Fennel is pretty popular in restaurants. It's not as popular in people's homes because they just haven't heard about it or don't know it very much. It tastes like anise, and most people who know what anise is and say know what that tastes like. But if you don't know what anise tastes like, you know what licorice tastes like. This is really mild licorice flavor. It's really good in salads, chopped up kind of like celery. You don't notice the extra flavor, you just notice there's something a little different. So it spices up the salad in a way that you can't really identify, but it's in there, and you know that it's a little different and something unique.
I'll have to try that. That sounds interesting.
We're just getting, well, zucchini. These are the first zucchini that we've gotten, and they've got tons of blossoms. Zucchini's coming, crookneck squashes. Like most of the summer squashes, if you turn around, these turn into basketball size. These are about the right eating size when you want to get them when they're tiny like this. And you can saute these up, or you can chop them up and put them in a salad. In addition, what else have we got? We've got lots of lettuces.
Can we see the lettuce, since of course it's a salad show?
Sure.
Okay, Craig, what's this here?
This is a lettuce called Little Gem. I grew up in the Salinas Valley, where the salad bowl capital of the world, and 99% of Americans probably grew up, as well as I did, eating iceberg lettuce. And if you had a salad, that's what salad means to most people. Mm-hmm. This is called Little Gem. It's a type of romaine. It doesn't form that big solid head that iceberg lettuce does. It's more loose, it's not quite as compact. Every bit as sweet, every bit as flavorful, not quite have the snap that most people are used to. But we don't grow iceberg lettuce. You can get iceberg lettuce at Nob Hill, at Safeway. We grow lettuces that you can't find in other places. And we're finding that maybe because it hasn't been super hot yet, maybe we've just been lucky, but lettuces are we still have lettuce. They're growing now. We have lettuce here in these beds that you won't find at Safeway.
Is lettuce more of a winter?
Generally speaking, most people grow it during the winter. This is July 8th or whatever it is today. So we're hoping to be able to have lettuce all year round. When it gets really hot, We put a cover, a cloth over the top, and that keeps them from wilting a little bit. Keeps the temperature not quite up to 100 degrees. The sunlight goes through, but it helps to shade them, and maybe they'll stay fresher a little bit.
Oh, nice. Cool. And then I see some red leaf over there. Okay.
It's all cut up.
Construction time.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We planted, we do this a lot. We plant one half of the bed in a green bib lettuce and the other half in a red bib lettuce. Not much difference in the flavors, not much difference in the textures, but when you make a salad, you have green lettuce and red lettuce mixed together, it makes it look a lot nicer.
Yeah.
These again are kind of a looser leaf. They don't make a solid head. If you had this in your home garden, what you could do to make a salad is take the outer leaves and just pare them down and leave the rest of the lettuce in the bed. Later you come out the next day, or you could be harvesting all week on 1 or 2 heads of lettuce by just pulling off the outer leaf.
Ah.
What we find in a lot of cases in these lettuces, if you do take the whole head off and cut it off at the base and leave the root in there, it'll come back.
Really?
You get another harvest out of it.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And the texture of your lettuce is so different than the store-bought lettuce. The texture is so much better. It just and the flavor. It's unbelievable the difference.
We're not sure if it's because these are loose leaf or because we don't harvest them until people come. If we harvest it and put it out on the table and nobody comes, then they just wilt and we have to throw them away or feed them to the chickens or put them in a compost pile. But if we harvest them the day that we give them to people or the day that we eat them and put them in the refrigerator, they last a long time. We put them in the crisper, they last a week, they last 2 weeks, let us for a couple of weeks.
And they taste so much better. Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. So what is the tall ones back there?
That's a romaine.
Oh, okay. Okay, of course.
The romaine is it's a little bit past its prime. Maybe there's a romaine in there or two that's still tasty. You can just come in here. We don't use any pesticides, we don't use any herbicides, we don't use artificial fertilizers. Weeding is done by hand. We fertilize using a compost tea, brewed really out of compost, out of mushroom compost and worm castings. And
do you make it?
We make it. My wife has a whole system. We used to just put it into a 5-gallon container and stir it occasionally. But now she has a pump that aerates it and has to steep for a certain number of days. She has a whole recipe book of different kinds of compost teas. And they find that the compost tea itself is a mild fertilizer. It doesn't have a large nitrogen component, but it has a small amount. You cannot over-fertilize with it. So we put it on once or twice a week. In addition to the nitrogen, which is a fertilizer, it just has tons of micronutrients and strengtheners for all the lettuces, all the vegetables. We recently took in some tomato leaves to master gardeners because they were starting to look a little droopy. Turns out that it was probably the nature of that tomato. And the master gardener said, these plants are healthy. They said, these really, really look nice.
Oh.
That's about all we do to them. I mean, besides water, compost tea, keeps them looking nice, keeps them healthy.
Cool.
Feeds their needs.
What's growing over in this bed right here?
We started about 30 different varieties of tomato. Most of them we started from seed. They are heirloom types. I think there might be 1 or 2 hybrids, but most of them are heirlooms, which means that they breed true, that we can save the seeds and the same variety of tomato will grow next year from that seed. A hybrid doesn't grow true. It's bred from 2 different varieties or 3 different varieties of tomato, so you have to buy those seeds every year. If you save the seeds for that, you'll get the product of that tomato will be one of the original plants that were used to make that hybrid.
Oh.
The value of a hybrid is that they're usually hardier than heirlooms. They don't succumb to as many diseases. They produce a lot of fruit. They're really actually not such a bad idea. But the idea of having an heirloom is you get to preserve some varieties that have been around in the world for a long time, people haven't seen before. We have 30 plants, 3 beds of tomatoes. We have Roma or paste tomatoes that you generally use for tomato sauces. You have cherry tomatoes, and then we have lots of different varieties of eating tomatoes. From red ones to yellow ones to orange ones to bicolored ones. Most people associate a tomato with a round red tomato. Many of these are not round, many of them are not red. They come in lots of different sizes and lots of different shapes.
So is this like a you pick that people come and pick it themselves, or do you pick it for them?
We haven't really defined that to it. Often what is evolved is people follow us around and say, well, what's that and what's that? And we give them a taste and see if they like it. And with the lettuces, we don't cut them until people come, otherwise they wilt. Right. Right in front of you.
Okay.
So it's not a you pick per se, it's sort of like we pick and you decide what you want after we tell you what we've got.
Okay. Maybe you should put some signs up so you don't have to tour it so much.
Yeah, maybe so, some little informational signs.
Right, right.
One of the things that we have done with the tomato bed is we've planted some companion plants. For example, this is just a standard basil, and basil is supposed to ward off some of the bad bugs that like tomatoes. So this basil is actually doing quite well. We have some other non-natives that are doing quite well because they're getting watered as well. And right around the perimeter, they're very, very tiny right now, are some marigolds. And marigolds also both attract beneficial insects and repel some of the harmful insects.
Oh.
So the whole bed when we get it done. And then in one of these beds over there, there's some nasturtium. And nasturtiums do the same thing, attract beneficial insects. Nasturtiums have a beautiful flower. When the flower is in full blossom, it's edible. When the leaves themselves at any stage are edible. If you're growing nasturtiums in your backyard because they're pretty and you're not spraying them with anything, any pesticides, you can use them.
Wow.
Those leaves off, they have this slight peppery taste. Really snaps up the scent.
Okay, when they're ready, I'll be back.
Yeah.
So what's this right here, the fuzzy stuff?
This is celery, and I don't know how to say it, celeriac, which is similar. We tried growing celery a couple of years ago, and we managed to get a few to grow. We're not quite sure if these are going to come up. They're doing okay, but we found that fresh celery is amazingly tasty. And I don't know where they get the celery in the grocery store or how far it's come or how far it's traveled, but when you pick it out of your garden, it's really, really nice.
Ah, I love celery with peanut butter. And that is?
This is, oh my God, I can't think.
Celery.
This is celery?
Celery.
Celeric, and that's celery.
Yes.
Okay.
So what's this bed?
This is celeric.
And that is the root of the celery?
No. Cheryl! I don't know what this is. You got to give me more.
It's celeric. I don't know exactly. I haven't eaten it. I haven't looked it up that much. But you eat, I think, the root.
Is it a relative of celery?
I don't know.
Okay, well this is a surprise crop, so come back in a couple weeks and check it out and we'll all be surprised. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, is that carrots?
These are more carrots. This is eggplant and tomatillo.
Oh, yum.
These are cucumbers. And in the middle of the cucumbers we have some bush beans grown. Hoping that those sort of complement each other as well.
Nice. It's a lot of work out here. So what's next?
Cheryl.
I see this snake in the garden. I freaked out. I thought it was real at first. I guess it's some sort of a deterrent from pests.
The birds like to get in there, the cats sometimes.
Oh.
The birds try to eat the seeds, so we put the fake snake in there and move it around once in a while. Hopefully that keeps them from eating the seeds.
Yeah, they're dumb birds.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the beets?
These are beets. Watch your footing.
And what's the tall stuff?
Tall stuff with the rounded stems, this is onion that's gone to seed. But we haven't taken it out.
Because it looks cool?
It kind of looks cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it looks very, very exotic. But mostly, the bees love it.
Ah.
The bees are digging in here. And, most of the time in the garden, you harvest things before they become of any use to wildlife. We don't let things go to seed, we don't let things go to flower, because then it's no good for us most of the time. Some things obviously go to flower, like the squash and the cucumber, and that becomes a fruit, so that's a good thing. But this is onion and leeks. They've gone to seed. The bees love it, so we just...
That's good. We need that local honey.
Yeah.
And I love beets. I want to make beet salad with goat cheese. Oh my gosh, so good.
Yeah.
So good. So we're almost done with the tour for now.
Almost done with the tour.
Okay. Salad today is going to have some red leaf and some of the green leaf. Is that what it's called, or is it bib?
This is a red bib lettuce.
Okay.
And this is a green.
And then our recipe is actually going to be an amazing prawn salad. The prawn recipe is a Bobby Flay style spicy that they just need. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be so good. And Craig's lettuce, I'm honestly telling you, I've never had lettuce as good as this lettuce. So if you get a chance, you need to stop by here and get some. What are your hours, Craig?
We're open on Saturday and Sunday from 10 until 5.
10 until 5, Saturday and Sunday. And I'm telling you, this lettuce is unbelievable. And from the looks of it, everything else is going to be awesome too. Because you just opened this winter, right?
That's right.
So all I've had is the lettuce and a bunch of the greens, which were delicious. So it's going to be interesting to see how the tomatoes and everything else turns out. So looking forward to it. So thank you, Craig.
You're welcome. Thanks for
I will come back when your tomatoes are ready.
We'll look forward to it. We'll be able to sample all kinds of different tomatoes, different sizes, different shapes, different colors.
Yay! Okay,